Imagine a reality where you were fully tapped into your divinity. What would that look like for you? In a world where we are manipulated into surrendering our power and authenticity, there are those of us who actively heal and work our magic to help others step into their highest versions. My name is KaSandra. I am the witch, spiritualist, founder, creator, and poet of Magic of Eden. My mission and purpose is to fearlessly share my magic, art, and wisdom to help others reclaim their divinity through poetry and ritual magic. On my podcast, I'll provide tarot readings, reveal prophetic messages and visions, share my astrological insights, discuss and perform my poetry. I'll also feature other creatives to ensure an infinite space of love, healing, and world unity. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Magic of Eden podcast. For those of you all that are new here, my name is KaSandra. I am the witch, the spiritualist, the founder and creator of Magic of Eden. I am also a published author, writer, and poet, here to merge the arts of poetry and magic to help you reclaim your divinity and embody your highest version. It is always good to be in good love, in good light, and high vibes with everyone. And of course, if you are returning, what's up, family? You already know the deal. Y'all don't need an introduction. So thank you so much for sitting through that with me. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to be a short, simple, and sweet podcast episode because I'm really just going to be sharing the downloaded messages that I received from the divine about this full moon in Sagittarius. Now, first and foremost, the full moon is going to be happening tonight around 11:42 p.m. EST. I'm over here on the East Coast in Virginia, so that's when it's happening for me. So, yeah, I just want to say real quick that before we get started, that this message reaches exactly who it needs to reach. And I set the intention that the person who is listening to this takes what they need, that they discard what is not needed, and that they apply this message to whatever area of life they need it the most, no matter what time, no matter the space, no matter the distance. This is a timeless message, and I set the intention that you receive your highest best from this message. Now, the first thing that I do want to say, and I'm just going to jump right into this, is that full moons highlights and reveal so many different things, right? They are times where we can see our manifestations play out, and they are also times where everything is just like dead smack in your face, right? And the thing about this that's interesting is that when we think about the full moons, it's also important that we remember new moons. Now, I feel that with new moons, these are times where we can plant seeds and the energy is a little bit more laid back. It's a bit more chill. It's a bit more quiet. It's a bit more reserved. Whereas full moons are just, like I said, they're very, 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 very loud. It's kind of like when someone just kind of comes into your room, they bust open your door, and then they just kind of rip the blankets off of you or throw them off of you. And you're just like, what the fuck is going on? That's a full moon. Now, I'm going to be honest. I want to just kind of give you guys this quick message real quick before I get into everything else. After looking at the transits that are happening in the sky, I will say that for me, this would be the perfect time for us to set our intentions for exploration, allowing ourselves to be completely authentic, especially when we go out to explore the world. I do feel that this will be the perfect time for us to go out and explore. And to be real with you guys, with all the things that are happening in the world right now, I feel that Spirit is calling us to just simply welcome in the idea of fun, play, pleasure, and just simply experience. Enjoying the experience of life and really finding deeper meaning in the things that we enjoy and why. And I feel that this will be the perfect time to explore ourselves and the world through play, through, again, pleasure. And that's really just the vibe. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, like, that's just the vibe. And I feel like for some of us, we're being called to not be hermits right now, to be quite honest with you. Some people, maybe they feel like, you know what, I just want to stay in. But even if you want to stay in, I feel like Spirit is guiding you to just simply have fun while you're at home in your own space. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like no matter what, this will be the perfect time for us to just simply enjoy without the stresses and the burdens of life and really go far beyond our limitations and things of that nature, right? Now, I feel that I want to say too that Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, right? Now, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. He's a planet of philosophy, spirituality, law, morals, higher education, and higher wisdom. He is the guru. He is the sage. He is the wise one. He is a great benefactor. He is a spiritual teacher that allows us to become more heightened and raise our consciousness through enjoying life and just simply allowing ourselves to be free. He helps us to become more enlightened by showing us the power of compassion, unconditional love, and understanding. Now, I also want to point out too that Saturn is also a spiritual teacher. Now, why am I bringing up Saturn? Because the way that Saturn teaches us is that he teaches us through restriction. He teaches us how he uses, and I say he as because I'm personifying it, by the way. I don't mean this literally, but just take this as a metaphor. Saturn teaches us through restriction. He shows us where we need to set boundaries in our lives, and he shows us where we need to become more mature in. Saturn is a planet that he is a karmic planet, meaning that we experience karmic lessons through the power of Saturn. But he helps us to strengthen our structure and to strengthen ourselves to help us withstand the test of time. And so his approach is a lot more dominating, and it's a lot more restricting. It's a lot more compressing, and it's a lot more limiting, if that makes sense. Jupiter, on the other hand, is more free. It's more expansive. So this, to me, is our time to explore higher states of consciousness through exploration, to be quite honest with you, and having fun. And he teaches us how to tap into our own wisdom and use the experiences that we learn in life to help us become more spiritually inclined, if that makes sense. And so that's really just the overall vibe. I feel that for this full moon, what I would be setting my intention for is to change every area of my life, but also allow myself to explore these different areas of life and what they truly do mean to me. This is a time for you to set intention for becoming your most authentic version. Now, I am a firm believer and knower that it is always a perfect time to work your magic, but this is the perfect time to work your magic around really allowing yourself to explore the depths of you, but also allow yourself to step more into your authenticity, having a brave heart, having the courage to step out there at the forefront and show who you really are, especially right now. Now let's go ahead and put a highlight on Sagittarius here, because Sagittarius is the sign who is very optimistic. This is a very explorative sign. Although Sagittarius is the mutable one out of the fire signs, Sagittarians are also very amazing leaders, and they use their wisdom and their wits to guide them throughout life. They are fearless and they don't allow anything to step in the way. They are the energies of allowing themselves to go and stretch well beyond whatever boundary has been set before them. And that's just the power of Sag. Now, me having a ninth house stellium and having a moon in Sag can understand that. Now, I'm going to be using myself as an example later on in the podcast in hopes that it helps you out. I don't mean to highlight or put myself on blast, because it's not about me, it's about you. But I'm hoping that I can use my experience to help you in yours in some way. I will always do that. It's what I'm known for. Anyone who knows me personally knows that I do this. So if you guys are new here, please, I'm not making it about me, because it's not. I'm just using my own experience. And I have to say that because I understand that there are people out there who actually do this with the malicious intent. And sometimes they do this because they still have issues, regarding wanting attention. And that's not what I'm doing. So I just want to be out there, and I just want to say that real quick. Now, having said that, I want to take a quick moment to give you guys a quick visual, right? Now, the way that this is playing... Okay, so before I actually give you the visual, let me just say this, is that this is going to be affecting us differently. Although we all are under the same energy, it's going to be affecting us differently depending on where this full moon is happening in your life. For example, for me, this transit is happening directly in my 7th house. Now, my 7th house energy is being shaken up. Oh my God. Jupiter is expanding my relationships with people, and the ones who are not meant to be here are being pushed out left and right. I bullshit you not. Now, just stay with me, right? Now, I like to use astro.com to pull my charts, right? Because it's just dope and it really makes me challenge my intuition because I have to come up with the own interpretation myself. So I have the chart pulled up. I have the full moon in Sag pulled up here, right? And I also want to say too that the way that I did it was that I pulled my own birth chart and then I also put it with transits. Now, by me putting it with the transit, I was able to see that Sagittarius, or the full moon in Sagittarius, is transiting my 7th house. So that's the area of life that it's going to be affecting for me, which is those one-on-one partnerships. The 7th house is originally ruled by Libra because, you know, it's that one-on-one partnership thing, it's the balance thing and whatnot. But this is going to affect us differently. For example, if you have this transit, if this transit is transiting, let's just say your 2nd house, this in a sense is going to help you to kind of really dive into and kind of question what you value and why, but also make you kind of want to explore that and also give you a higher form of wisdom as it pertains to the things that you value and why, if that makes sense. For example, if this is also transiting your 4th house, you may want to start a family. You may want to do a little bit more research and dig into your family history. You may also be receiving some type of inheritance because, of course, Jupiter, who rules Sag, is also a great benefactor. He brings blessings, so you may receive a blessing there. So no matter where this transit is happening in your birth chart, this is a time where you're going to want to focus more on that and explore that and see how you can obtain more wisdom to enhance every other area of your life. So there's that. Also, I just want to say real quick that if you guys are looking to manifest homes, or if you're looking to manifest something tangible or whatever it may be that has to do with expanding your reality and expanding your physical home and things like that, I would definitely work with honeysuckle. I would work with red clover blossom. I would work with chamomile. I would work with juniper berry. I would basically take the time out to work with any urban flower that is ruled by Jupiter, but those specifically, I will say, are amazing. They are game changers, especially when you combine red clover with honeysuckle and chamomile. I'm just saying. Mark my words and thank me later. Okay, now I want to get into the messages that came through. Now, one of the things that came through with this transit was that Spirit gave me this metaphor. Now, just if you can picture this, right? Picture something in your living room, just whatever it is. It could be a cube, it could be a circle, it could be whatever. Now, picture this thing, this mass, expanding at like 80 miles an hour, and just picture this thing filling up your whole house. Now picture it expanding so far beyond that the walls, the doors, the windows, the things in your house, they all start to kind of fall away, fall apart, and break open, and this mass just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Now this, I feel, is the energy and the vibe that is happening in our lives, and some of our lives right now. It's almost kind of like the things that are falling over, these cups, the stove, the refrigerator, whatever. These are representations of people and things that are taking up too much space. The whole house is really the things that are in your current reality that are taking up space, and they need, in a sense, to just be kind of drawn out. But with the power of Jupiter and with the power of Sag, the fearless one, it's like, I'm going to break through every single last barrier. You cannot tell me no. I'm going to use no as the drive, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to take that and harness that as my willpower, and then I'm going to go well beyond that. You think that no means no, but respectfully, no is a fuck yes to me, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do what I have to do. And that's just really the vibe. And I feel that Spirit also wants to give you an encouraging message. I know that it's coming through strongly for me, but of course, me being a Sag moon, of course it would be, right? I also feel that Spirit is reminding you now that some of you guys may feel that things are changing way too quickly for you to keep up with them mentally and emotionally. And the thing is that this, in a sense, is putting you in a space of total surrender, which I think is an amazing opportunity to set intention. And I feel that right now, Spirit is guiding us to release and receive. That is the vibe. You release the things things that are falling away. You allow them to go wherever they need to go, and you simply surrender because you know that there is a blessing coming in, not to replace that thing, but to fill that space with something even better, if that makes sense. And I feel that when we are in states of surrender, it's the perfect moment, because when we surrender without doubt, we allow ourselves to receive the miracles that we did not believe were possible. To me, I feel that a miracle is just simply a blessing that we didn't believe had the power to manifest. And that really is what a blessing is. But I feel, to me personally, that these miracles, everything is possible. And that is the power of this full moon. Anything and everything is possible. We just have to allow ourselves to expand beyond what we believe. Expand beyond what we believed about the world, about what we believed about ourselves, about what we feel that we can manifest. I feel that this is a time where we say, Spirit, show me how good it gets. I know, even though I can't clearly see where I'm going right now, even though I can't see the blessing in this, I'm asking you to give me the biggest blessing that I could ever receive, that I could hardly fathom. And one message that came through was that the universe is here, and we can all agree with this because we're all spiritual people here having a human experience. We all know that the universe is experiencing itself through a multiplicity of singularities, meaning that the universe is expressing itself through me, through you, through your neighbor, through the cat, through the tree, through the spirits of the grass, through every living being here on this planet, right? And I feel because of that, we have our ways of believing things, because we're here to experience different things, because we're all here to learn something different and take it back to the stars. It's because of that that we can sometimes be limited to just this experience. But Spirit is saying, no, there is so much more than what you believe to be true about this thing. There is so much more than what you believe to be true about your reality, about them, about that, about whatever. And so now is the time for you to open your mind, open your consciousness, so that your consciousness can be elevated through your experience, through exploring life, and through allowing these miracles to come in. And I feel that for some of you guys, I'm hearing Spirit say that this is where you receive the healing. You are going to receive healing by allowing yourselves to open up and to explore life, and to allow your perceptions to not necessarily be altered by outside sources, but you finding a new truth in something else that helps you change the trajectory in your own life. And that is the way that Spirit is explaining it now. I do feel that some of you guys are also going through these 8 of Cups moments where you believe that this thing was good for you, and now that you're out exploring, you're like, you know what, there's something better out there. I want to go ahead and leave this space because it's just simply not good enough for me anymore. It was at the time, but I am allowing myself to simply surrender to the fact that this is a no for me. It's a no for me because I have expanded beyond that, because my frequency is elevating beyond that. And yes, it may hurt these people that you're letting them go, but if this is not good for you, sweetie, that's okay. For some of you guys, you feel also that you're asking for too much. Honey, you are not asking for enough. It gets better. Trust me, it gets better. And the way that I would be setting my intention, by the way, is that for every release, I follow up with the corresponding blessing. For example, I safely exit this relationship and embrace myself in the healthiest ways. I safely exit this job and have my dream career. I free myself from others' expectations of me and am existing in my most authentic form. So on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? The vibe here is to release and receive. I release this and am receiving this. I let go of this. I have let go of this, and I am here now, if that makes sense. So I feel that the vibe here is that we are allowing ourselves to not only surrender to this thing, but also that reminds me, I want to get back to that point. When we surrender, what we're then doing is that we're saying, I'm surrendering without doubt. And because I'm in a state of receptivity, I know that I am releasing control. And by me releasing control, I am allowing these things to come in, and I'm allowing myself to just simply not only expand, but float and to be taken to this other destination that is safer for me, that is more abundant for me. And I know that sometimes these messages can be kind of repetitive, but when you really sit back and you really think about it, that should tell you something. We are here to observe, experience, evolve, and enjoy life. That is what we are meant to do here. But because we have so many different, and you know what? I don't want to speak for everybody. I'm going to speak for myself on this. I believe that I am here to observe, experience, evolve, and enjoy. I believe that for myself. I cannot speak that for you, and my apologies for me starting on that point. But to be honest with you, my truth is that we are here to experience and just simply understand life. We're not here to just simply suffer. Yes, suffering does teach us lessons, and we can transcend beyond our suffering. Sometimes we do have the power to use our suffering and our experiences to become stronger and to become wiser. But I also do believe that we can become stronger and wiser also through simply enjoyment. And that is the power of this full moon. And so the encouraging message that I want to give you is that if you feel that people just are no longer fitting your reality, or that you don't fit into theirs, that is okay. It's okay for you to honor that. I know that it may be scary for some of you guys. Some of you guys are stepping out into the unknown. Some of you guys are going through these deep states of transformation right now. And I know everything is being affected. But remember, when you set your intention for something with the last new moon, remember Jupiter and Sagittarius begins saying, okay, let's do it. Okay, let's get it done. And that's what it is. But we're going to do it in a way that is fun, that is exciting. Like, it's okay for you to be excited. When we think about the things of the world that are going on right now, why wouldn't you want to enjoy yourself, right? And that's just the question that's coming through. Now, I want to kind of tell you guys something about this dream that I had, and then I'm going to go into how it's affecting me and hope that it helps someone else. So I had a dream the other day, right? And I don't want to get too deep into that, but in the dream, I'm going to skip past some stuff, but okay. So basically in the dream, right, me and my mom, like, we were driving across this desert, and the reason why we were driving across the desert was because the world was like, the world was just changing, honey. And I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm going to make another podcast about that. And I remember we were driving through this desert because everything behind us was like being destroyed, right? And so she's in the car. She's the one who's traveling. And I'm just sitting here expecting the worst. I'm just like, yo, I don't know what the fuck is happening right now, but this can't be good. And by the way, she's a Sagittarius sun. And I'm like, how could she just simply be right here just calm? And I'm like, whatever. So then we get to this space, right? Now, there's where we are. You know how when you see those things on these movies where there's like a gap and then you have to like speed up to like make your car jump and go to the other side? That's kind of how it was, right? So there's a shitload of darkness at the bottom. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to go for this. I can't fucking believe it. Yep, we're going to die. So in the dream, I'm expecting the worst. So I'm like, yeah, we're definitely about to die right now. So I'm sitting there, and in the dream though, I close my eyes and I surrender to the fact that we're going to fucking die. And she keeps driving, and I close my eyes in the dream, and in the dream I saw darkness because of course I closed my eyes. And the next thing you know, I don't know exactly how long, it may have been like 5 seconds later, we were driving back like on the ground again. And I'm like, wait, we dropped. And I'm like, what? And so I open my eyes and I look at her. She's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I thought we were gonna die. She was like, no. And she gave me this like really weird look, and I was like, okay. And that's just the Capricorn in me, like expecting the worst. And I think oh my God. And I truly do feel that the reason why I had that dream was because Spirit is like, yo, you're expecting the worst. And the reason is because you believe that the worst is coming. Like, that's what you believe for your reality. But it's not always like that. But the fact that you surrendered, you were able to see and receive the blessing that is, you are able to continue on with the journey. No matter what things look like on the outside, no matter what they appear to be logically, your intuition and you surrendering will allow you to defy logic. But the thing is, though, is that your intuition and you surrendering will allow you to go and find the true rational reason. Your intuition will always lead you to rationality. Always. It may not make sense to you right now, but understand that the journey is still being done. You're still along this journey. You may expect the worst, but we have to, in a sense, detach from these parts of ourselves, because I feel like, yes, us expecting the worst, we may say, well, Cass, like that's just us being realistic. Not everything is peaches and cream. You know what? Not everything is peaches and cream, but I also feel that we have the power to ebb and flow with the highs and lows of life, because no matter what, there is going to be a way out. We just have to be open enough and willing enough to find that way out. You see what I'm saying? And I feel that when we expect the worst, we're coming from a different vibration than we are when we're allowing ourselves to be open to this way out, when we're open to this light at the end of the tunnel type shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's the vibe. Like, that was the vibe of the dream. And when I surrendered to that darkness, I knew it was like, okay, I can see. These are things that I'm making up in my mind based off of what I'm used to experiencing. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like we have to, in a sense, change our perception and change and turn the telescope to look at a different view of the sky so that we can see more. It's us zooming out and seeing, okay, I wouldn't have ever seen this by being so closely locked in and zoomed in on this thing. But now that I have zoomed out, I can see a bigger picture. I can see clearly that this is the way out of the maze because I zoomed out. This is a time for you to zoom out. What you believed about your life, if you zoom out, there's so much more than what you can expect. And Spirit is calling us to want more. Because we're here experiencing our own lives, we in a sense have a limited way of thinking sometimes, and we have to be able to move and to expand beyond that. Because the only way for the mind is to expand is to keep an open mind, and that is the power and the lesson that Sag teaches us. Keep an open mind. And Jupiter says, when you keep an open mind, you allow me the space in the room to expand your consciousness, expand your pockets, expand your love life, expand your health. And also, I want to point out too that if you made it this far in the podcast, remember that Jupiter expands everything. So if Jupiter is in your 6th house, honey, you probably gonna be gaining some weight if you ain't careful. I know, because it's happening to me, honey. Too many biscuits. I'm so serious, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie, no cap. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm getting my shit together, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, like, me as an example, man, like, too many biscuits. Like, chill. Like, I enjoyed the fuck out of those biscuits. Do I regret it? Hell motherfucking no. Would I eat another biscuit? Hell motherfucking yes. I sure the fuck would. Excuse my mouth, excuse my French. It's the Sag energy coming through. Then again, I've always had a potty mouth, and you guys should know that about me by now. Cursing is so fucking high vibrational, because I feel that cursing is like our way of using speech to show how expressive and like how fired up we are and how excited we are. Using, curse words. Shit, fuck it. Like, yes, we can have an extensive vocabulary, but curse words is where it's at. Curse words give life meaning. Curse words add flavor to language. I'm loving the fucking vibes here. I'm sorry, you guys. Like, not sorry. I love the vibes. We're lit. We got some incense going that I handed myself. We have the Divine Wisdom candle burning right now that I made myself. Like, this shit is a fucking vibe, honey. I mean, it's not shit, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Don't even try to play like you don't know. But no, seriously, you guys. So let me move on, because I'm on a ramble. You guys know how I get. Oh man, so for me, this Sag full moon is, like I said, affecting my 7th house. When I tell you that people have been dropping out of my life like fucking flies, I am like, there's some people where I'm just like, yo, I can't. Like, you and I, we just, no. Like, this friendship isn't gonna work. It was never really a friendship anyway. I was doing all the legwork. Nope, I don't want this anymore. We clearly want different things, and I am walking away from this because that's just what I'm gonna do without question, because I want to experience my authentic self, and because I am experiencing my authentic self, you and I are incompatible. And I'm not sorry about it. And see, one thing that I love about the Sag energy, about the Sagittarius is that they said what the fuck they said and no regrets. I have no regrets in life, only lessons, and I'm okay with that. I said what I said, and I want what I want, and it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? They're like fiery Virgos in a sense, where Virgo is just like, nope, this is not feeding me. I'm not putting my energy into this. So I just like, well, I said what I said. I'm moving on. I'm going to something different. I know that there's something better out there for me. And I'm going to use my power. And I'm going to take this fire. And I'm going to find it. I'm going to light this fucking torch. And I'm going to head right towards the fucking North Star. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. And it's so funny because my true node, my North Node is in Sagittarius, in the fucking 7th house. So as you can see, for me personally, this is affecting the way that I view relationships. It's me diving deeper into the people that I'm around. It's me finding, not my place, but understanding that that the world is my home, but that also that people that I have around me, I have a home in them. And if this home is filthy and dirty, I can't clean this because it's not my territory to clean. So I'm going to leave that territory, meaning I'm going to leave this person's life because this is the best thing for me to do. It's not to say that I hate them. It's not to say that, they didn't mean shit to me. It's not that. But what this is saying, is honoring the fact that we want different things. And I'm allowed to say, I don't want to be around you anymore. And I'm also allowed to say and honor that I can't fit into your life. I'm expanding too much and I'm taking up too much room. And it would be selfish for me to feel that I should have to drag you along with me or to make you change and to make you expand so I can fit. That's selfish. No, thank you. So I honor where you're at. And it's been like that with my relationships with people. And not only that, the blessing in that, is that I'm able to focus more on the relationships that I have with people and find and discover more within them, discover myself within their eyes, discover more of who I am through interacting with them, discovering more about the universe through these close relationships, through business relationships. Although it's just me and my business, I'm actually, shout out to this person, I'm not going to say their name for their protection, but there is someone who has, given me a different perspective on how I can show up in my work. Shout out to her. I love her so much. She is fucking dope and amazing. Again, for her protection, I won't mention her, but super dope, right? And she's a dear friend. Through this business interaction, she has become an amazing friend. And I love that, right? And again, with the very few friendships that I have, it's like I'm able to discover more of myself in the world through them. And with my soul sisters, I'm able to explore the universe through them. And it's just this ongoing thing of exploration through these people that I love and care about. And it's helping me understand more about the world through conversing with them, if that makes sense. So that's just the vibe. And I hope that with this transit that that it is okay for you to simply have fun. You may feel that things around you are shaken up, that for some of you guys you feel that you're experiencing the worst. But I feel that if you feel that way, that you use this opportunity to say, these are the things that I want to change. The things that are being highlighted right now in my reality, I either accept them for what they are or I change them. I take the power and the courage that I have to move these things out of the way so that I can expand and do better in this area of life. I set the intention that you decide that you allow yourself to not only surrender, but to allow yourself to grow, to feed yourself the nutrients that is going to help you grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in a good way. This is all about you having the abundance mindset to improve every area of your life. And I stand on what I said. And I hope that this time brings you blessings that you cannot see. 2 of Wands in reverse. We don't always see what it is. Or 3 of Wands in reverse. We may not have an idea and we may not see it play out in our reality at the time. We may not see it play out in our reality at the time, but that doesn't mean that it won't manifest. Also, patience, you guys. Patience is key. Patience, hanged man energy. Listen, observe. Know that you have a strong connection to the divine and that it is that alone that will allow you to receive the best of things that you can ever imagine, and even more than what your mind can fathom. And remember, the mind doesn't take up any space at all. You can't see it with your physical senses. You can't perceive it with your physical senses, but you know that it's there. And that is why you are so powerful. You are an eternal mind here to shake shit up, to evolve, and enjoy, if that is what you wish to do. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this message, to this podcast episode. I have enjoyed our time here. I know that shit got a little rocky. I know that things got a little intense for some of us. But again, it's all love. It's all in the name of the divine, and I appreciate you for just simply existing. Thank you so much for supporting me along this journey. Again, it has been a pleasure. If you guys need anything from me, you guys can visit me online at magicofeden.com. You guys can also follow along with me, hold my hand as we soar through the cosmos at Magic of Eden on Instagram. You guys need anything from me, if you guys need to email me, you can do so at ask@magicofeden.com. I will answer emails there. I do not answer any inboxes on Instagram. And as I'm ending this, of course, there will be another message coming through. Some of you guys need to prepare for something. I know that that's been a highlight for me, but Spirit is telling you to prepare. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it's going to manifest for you. Just check your transits, whatever area of life or whatever house that it's happening in is the area of life that it may happen in for you. I don't know, but I keep hearing the words gear up. It feels like something that's very exciting, but it also feels like a rush of something. It feels like it may happen sooner than you expect it to. Just be open, just be ready. It may catch you off guard, but make sure that you are always prepared at all times. So I don't know what you being prepared at all times looks like. Maybe it's you dressing your best all the time, or maybe it's you showing up in the world a certain way at all times. I don't know what it looks like for you, but that's what Spirit is saying. Again, this is the last message I'm thinking. If not, then I will make another podcast and I will catch you guys in my next episode. I hope y'all have a good evening. Happy manifesting.